already? You know, I would tell you to take this very seriously because this knowledge can really transform your life. And today is day 3. We are going to learn how to align with the infinite source of supply. Sorry, day 2 was supposed to come first. And day 2, yesterday, we understood the mind and paradigms. I don't expect anybody to understand everything in one day, one session. It's not going to happen. It's new, you know, you're learning something new, so it will take time until you kind of grasp this concept. But once you grasp it, you are the master. Okay, now I want to tell you all about whoever has read The Secret. If you know that this book was written by Rhonda Byrne, but she read this book after reading The Science of Getting Rich. The Science of Getting Rich is by Wallace D. Wattles, and he says in that it is an exact science like algebra or arithmetic. There are certain laws which govern the process of acquiring riches. And when I say rich, I want everybody to remember all the riches of life, whichever one you want. Okay? There are laws that govern that. And once these laws are learned and obeyed, everyone will get rich. That person will get rich with mathematical certainty. This book was written by Wallace D. Wattles, and it's the book that even my mentor read, which helped him transform his business. So let me just tell you a quick story about the Bob Proctor. He was someone who had opened, how do you call this? I don't know why my PowerPoints are just moving. I'll tell you the story in a while. So let's go back to about after this book, okay? Bob Proctor studied this book studied it. And he came to the conclusion that what Dr. Werner Braun says, he was considered the father of space exploration. And he also stated in the movie The Secret, because this is all wisdom coming from the book The Secret, okay? He said that the natural laws of the universe are so precise that we don't have any difficulty building spaceships. We can send people to the moon and we can land them with the precision of a fraction of a second. This has already been proven. People have already gone to the moon. Some missions have failed, some have been successful, but it's been done. All right? And he also said that these laws must have been set by someone. And the law has been described. Kindly mute everyone. Please mute yourselves. You know, I cannot continue if there's so much noise. Let me see who hasn't muted yet. Kindly mute yourselves, everyone. Okay, I'm muting everyone. Okay, so he said that these laws must have been set by someone, and the law has been described as the uniform and ordained method of the omnipotent God. You know, there are many scientists like Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. Joe Dispenza, scientists, even Gopal Gaur, he was also an engineer. Science has actually discovered the truth that there are laws. There are laws that govern everything in the universe. Either man is working with these laws or he's working against these laws. Either ways, he's going to get the consequences of how he's working with the laws. The only thing is, these laws were kept a secret for so long that there's been a kind of decline in man's thinking. And it's only from when science has discovered these laws that there is a revival again. There's like people are awakening now to this wisdom. Okay? Even scientists will tell you that they do believe that there is a God because we didn't create planets. We know that there is a higher power that created all those things, right? So a lot of people think that, oh, this person is rich because he's lucky. he has his father's wealth, he has backing of politicians, or for whatever reason. I'll tell you something today. There's no such thing. Everything is controlled in our life by laws, not love. There's no such thing as love. There are 7 primary laws of the universe. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them today, but they are there on YouTube. You can look them up. It's all under Bob Proctor's videos. You can find them. These 7 laws of the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, the law of relativity, the law of polarity, the law of cause and effect, the law of rhythm, the law of vibration, and the law of gestation and gender. And in all these 7 laws, you don't see the law of attraction. Because the law of attraction is a secondary law. It's the effect. The cause is the law of vibration. And what does vibration mean? Anyone remembers yesterday what I said when I say vibration, what it means? Anyone remembers? Anyone would like to comment in the chat? What does it mean?
Feeling.
Anyone remembers?
Feeling.
Feeling. How are you feeling? How's your vibe today? You know, we say vibe. Nowadays, the youngsters use the word vibe. That's so how you are feeling is what you are attracting. Don't forget that, because it's the law of vibration that precedes the law of attraction. Now, everything in the universe is moving in a very orderly way. The planets are rotating around the sun. Everything is moving in a very precise manner. We didn't create that. We all know that we didn't create planets. Okay? There are no coincidences in the universe. Everything is happening by law, the laws of the universe. Okay, and where are these laws found for us human beings to be more aware of them? Nature. Nature is demonstrating at all times to us what these laws are. Okay. Now, I will talk about a few laws that are pertinent to our lesson today. There's a law called the law of infinite supply. Now, just imagine what is infinite supply? Infinite. You can see that in the ocean. Can you even count the number of drops in an ocean? You see the snow. We cannot even measure how much snow is falling. Water from waterfalls. It's abundance, infinite abundance. So these laws govern nature on earth, and it's called the path. If we start to think in harmony with these laws, we are going to kind of make a pathway of least resistance towards our success. Success is not difficult. It's a system. And this system has been kept hidden for years. Some people have it. Some people got it from their parents. Some people did not get it. Now it's available to everyone. But the only thing is we want to study. If we don't study it, we will not get it. And nature doesn't stress. Nature doesn't strain. If a river is flowing, it flows only in one direction. If there is a greatest stone in that, not fight. It will not tell the stone, get out of my way, or let's fight, shooting guns and all. No. It will just make its way around. Path of least resistance. And that's exactly how we are supposed to be working when we are thinking in harmony with the laws. These laws govern us. How? Our thoughts. Effortless. So let's understand that everything is energy. And if I go in the scripture side, in Hinduism, they say everything is Shakti. Okay, Shakti is power. Because it's not just simple energy, it's very, very potent energy. And it's personal energy. We are all connected to this infinite source of supply. There's nobody who's not connected. Now, how do you connect to that source of infinite supply? I will tell you the method. It's so simple. that most of you will say, I don't think that works. But it all depends on you now. I can only tell you to practice it will be in your hands. The strategies to put in place is in your hands. I cannot do it for you. Anyone knows how? Anyone would like to share? Anybody? No one? It's too simple. Okay, so to connect to the source of infinite supply, all we need to do is develop an attitude of gratitude. We all want to say thank you to the universe for all our blessings. And trust me, this is easy to do when life is good. But when life is spiraling negatively, to find anything good to say in that moment is a challenge. And that is why this is a challenge. Why it's a challenge is because we all know these things. We all know we should always be saying thank you, like in Hindi or Urdu, we say shukrana. We all know that. Do we do it? Do we practice it? And one thing I would like to say, especially in the Indian culture, the Hindu culture that I've discovered, is that most of us are praying in reverse. When I say, God, give me something, it's because I'm not believing that I have it. And that's going against the laws of the universe. So the law says you do not ask by asking. You ask by saying thank you for what you have, even for what you want. Let's say I want to buy a new car. I have to say every day, thank you for my new car. Thank you for my new car. And describe the car in all its, however you want to. Oh, Suraj is here. Suraj, I'll just make you host. Give me a minute, guys. I'll just make Suraj host. If anybody wants to connect with Suraj, he's an awesome funnel designer, awesome graphic designer. He has helped me tremendously on this journey. I'm so grateful for him. Thank you, Suraj. So let's understand that these very simple techniques, life is actually very, very simple. But when it comes to challenges around us, when they get so big, we forget the simple things in life. We forget to say thank you even for the hard challenges, the tests that are coming our way. We never tell our children, oh no, don't go for your exams. Exams are also something that children are afraid of. It's a challenge for them, but we push them to go for their exams. But what about us when we have life's exams in front of us? Life throws exams, it's all an exam going on. What do we do? Do we say thank you? So you want to write down 10 things that you're truly grateful for from your heart daily. And it's not a mechanical exercise that just writing. You have to literally feel it from here. You have to mean it. The power knows when you mean something or when you're just doing a mechanical exercise. Now, everything is spiritual energy. And this has been proven. I'm not just saying it out of thin air. I'm telling you, I studied this like a scientist. I was not ready to believe all these things. This photography called Kirlian photography was developed by Samuel Kirlian, a photographer in the 1900s also. And it was just by mistake that he discovered that there was an energy behind every single thing, from a stone to the human being. There's an energy, and today we know in the medical field we have aura scanning, or they use a lot of healing, Reiki healing, pranic healing, all kinds of healing, because it's energy healing. In fact, my mentor Bob Proctor said that the medicine of the future is going to be energy medicine, which is love. So now you are a mass of energy and you function on frequencies. Make no mistakes about them. And you have the power to use your mind only to tap into this inner world using your mind. That's how powerful we are. That's how much power we have within. Are we really, really tapping into our power? Now, this is where the dilemma of desires comes in. A lot of people tell you should not want more. In fact, your desires are the springboard to living a great life, to living the grander version of yourself. If you don't have desires, you might as well just go to bed every day. What's the point of living then? That energy that is in you can, in Hinduism, they call it the chakra system. It's all the different levels of energy. It's a living energy. It's something that is alive, let's put it that way, and it wants. That's all it knows. It wants. So you want to honor your desires. They don't come from you, they come from your higher side of your personality. Because we are spiritual beings and we are enjoying a human experience. Most of us are thinking that we are human beings and we have a spirit. That's the reverse way of thinking about it. Knowing that you are spirit, how does that make you feel? You are a spiritual being. And this is why I say all the personal development courses or personal growth, I find this to be very, very holistic because it addresses all sides of your personality. Your spiritual side, your mental side, your physical side. Because we are not just the physical body, we are way more than that. A desire is the effort of an unexpressed possibility within us, seeing expression without. Anything you want. Health, wealth, better wealth, happiness, better relationships. You can have it all. But don't stand in your way. You need to move out of your way to let spirit express itself with and through you. Now, if I have to explain the power to you in a simple way, I'll ask you this question. How did you go from a little baby who was crawling to a baby who's walking? Did your parents hold your hand to make you go from here to here? No, right? When that baby started looking around and seeing all the other, everybody's on twos, why am I on fours? Nature governs the intelligence of babies until they are age 5. By his own instincts, he will know that he can also walk. And we are all, the role models around him. He wants to walk. He wants to walk. He wants to grow. And he will fall, he will hurt himself, he'll bang his head, but he will not stop. He will walk. In fact, if he doesn't walk, all the parents will get worried. My child is not growing properly, right? And when he walks, we ask ourselves, how did he do it? And when he does it, we say, wow. Everybody claps when the baby got to walk, right? You became aware of your own potential to be able to walk. And your parents just encourage you. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. And then they're like, wow, clapping for you. The same thing when the child now starts to run. He finds that now he can run. Now he wants to ride a bicycle. Now he wants this. Now he wants that. And imagine telling a child, no, be happy and contented with what you have. You should not want more. And then we ourselves buy them gifts for Christmas, ask Santa Claus. When I discovered that Santa Claus was not true, it really broke my heart, honestly. I have always been a child at heart, I think. So you want to understand that the child could discover his own potential because he is governed by nature. Now, what about you? How do we grow from here? You are a physical grown-up. How do you grow? I want someone to answer this question for me. Usually, what has the mass conditioned us to believe? After we've grown up, we've reached 40 years old, for example, or even 30, we don't grow in physics after age 30 maybe. What's the next level of growth for all of us? Anyone? Anybody? That was my big question, honestly. I could not answer that question. And I'm asking you the same question. You may be wiser than me. Or you may have heard what I have said before in all my talks. Spirituality, yes. How? How do we grow spirituality? How do we grow spiritually? Sorry. The mass, the world has conditioned us to believe that we are growing old, right? Most of us have grown up with that belief that, okay, now I'm growing old. Or we need to retire now. I've worked enough, now I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm telling you, these are two beliefs that have not served humanity, not served us at all. We are meant to grow in awareness of that inner world that operates within you and me in a very orderly way. The same outer world that you see outside is a projection of your inner world. And that is a superpower that can only be discovered when you are working towards a definite chief purpose in your life. You have a goal. You cannot, like that power works only when you have an impossible goal to achieve. The baby did not know how it was going to walk, right? It had to discover that potential, but it wanted it so badly. The baby didn't want to stay tall. The child who wants to ride a bicycle doesn't want to be not able to ride the bicycle when everybody else around him is riding a bicycle. He also wants to ride a bicycle. You cannot stop that child. He'll try till he get that bicycle from you. We human beings are the crown of creation, the highest in creation. And we've been given this mind to think. And most people are not thinking because we are letting not circumstances, we are letting the mass dictate how we should think. Most of the mass are going in the opposite direction. We are all following. We are unique people. We have a unique DNA. Each one of us is supposed to be doing his own journey, has his own journey, his own path. Why are we copy pasting each other? Why are we competing with each other? Does it even make sense? So we don't ask these questions. And those who are asking questions are so confused because there's nobody to reply. And that inner world exists in you. It enables you to be, do, have, serve anything we really want within the limits and bounds of nature. It's your inner power, your superpower. That's what will make you break free from every limit that is holding you back. Knowing who you are, who you truly are, as the crown of creation, the highest in creation. See the jungle. All the animals are governed by instinct. They're living life in peace and harmony over there. The plant kingdom, everything is happening in an orderly way. It's all governed by nature. We human beings are the most confused species, even though we are the most intelligent. We want to think about these things. Why? So we want to become aware of our own potential to attract the life we want. You can literally switch your destiny just by starting to think. And most people are really not thinking. I had to discover that it is true. First, I was getting so upset. My mentor used to say that. So these are the 7 levels of awareness. We are all in an animalistic state when we are babies. Then we start the masses. And that's when our paradigms are being formed. Girls are inferior to boys. Boys are superior to girls. The man is the breadwinner. The girl is the homemaker. Today you tell a girl, stay home. No need to go working. No need to go for work. No need to go and work outside. She's highly educated. In fact, girls are being more highly educated than boys today. So why not? Why are we suppressing the women? And I'm not saying that because I'm a woman, but that's what I've observed. When I was about to give birth to my first baby, Everybody in my family said, a boy is coming. I'm like, how do you know? How do you know it's going to be a boy? You know what kind of pressure that put on me? They just said we know. And that put a lot of pressure on me. I wanted to find out whether it was going to be a boy or a girl. My mother-in-law is a very wise person. She's handled so many babies. Like she said, I look at your stomach and I come to my stomach was not even out. But she had some kind of inclination. And actually I got 2 boys, you know. And I'm seeing my boys are really being bullied by girls nowadays because girls are very, very strong. So now, aspiration is when you are at that stage when you want to do something that you love, that you want. What did I want to do when I was a kid? I wanted to become an actress. I was so fascinated by Bollywood movies. I used to dance like Madhuri Dixit. Everybody used to tell me every function I was asked to dance, and everybody would say, "You dance like Madhuri, you dance like Madhuri." In my heart, I said, one day maybe I'll become an actress. Why? Because I did not have the courage to pursue my dreams. I was very good in my studies, so I didn't even think that I should even voice out to my parents that this is what I want. Because our education system has put so much of academics in us that the creative side of us, especially those who are very left brain and analytical, is just being left like that. And I know some of my cousins also who wanted to become actors and all. The family just made fun of it. The more I not speak up. So now when you want to express your individuality, if you are strong enough and courageous enough to say, okay, I'm going to pursue my dream. I don't know how. I'm going to do it. The universe will come to your aid. The universe will open the door for you if you make that decision to follow your path. But you have to give yourself a command and discipline yourself. If you want to become an actor or you want to go for the Miss Universe, I have someone, a client, who actually went on to become Mrs. India. Because that was probably her dream, but she listened to our class like that, and she told herself she'll go and do that, because I asked everybody to write their dream goal. And she actually made it happen. At the age of what? She has already 3 kids. And when you experience manifesting that goal, that is when you can say, I know this works. And I can tell you today, without a shadow of a doubt, that this system works if you work it. But it will not work if you don't put the work in. The work is not difficult, but it's consistent efforts every day. And then you achieve mastery, you've achieved your goal, and now you go after the next dream goal. You always have to set impossible goals, because the power only comes to your aid when you don't know how to achieve that goal. You have to be like that baby who doesn't know how it's going to walk, but it is going to face the fear until it masters it. You'll have to face fear along this journey. And this is titled of growth. And most of us, after age 40, we reach a stage of life where a lot of people go through what we say midlife crisis. Actually, it's not a midlife crisis. It's your spirit who's trying to tell you, you've got the growing old thinking wrong. You're not meant to grow old. You're meant to grow now in awareness of who you are. What are you here to do? Follow your path. I don't know who's ever taught us that. So what happens is, when it's time to express your uniqueness, this is where the mass, the paradigm that we've been conditioned with, is going to hold you back. It's not going to let you go forward. What will people, this one say? When my mentors told me stop coaching, I'm like, are you mad? They're like, why? I said, I have a shop. I'm working with my husband in the shop. My husband will give me a divorce. They're like, why are you thinking like, who told you this is going to happen? I already assumed the worst case scenario. And I was so afraid to tell my husband that I want to do this as a profession. So what happens is we get stuck here. These paradigms hold us back. And I don't think it's because of anything else, but it's time for you to develop your faith at this stage of life, to grow spiritually, as I think Mr. François said that. Yes, to go in awareness of your spiritual essence, who you are, what is the power within you. And that is when we can say, I've learned. Life is a lifelong learning process. It's a never ending journey of learning. I think we don't learn anything from school as much as we learn from life. That's when the real learning starts. If you see in the movie Matrix, there's Morpheus that tells Neo, there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. Big difference. Knowing is passive, doing is active. Walking the path allows us to grow by facing challenges, struggles along the way. Now, there's been a whole generation of people who have avoided challenges, avoided facing struggles, just to keep the peace. A lot of women have done that in their homes. Let me not talk. So there's peace in the house because we have children. That has not served. Because you are the role model of your child. And you are actually telling your child this is how a man should treat a woman, how a woman should treat a man, how relationships are meant to be. And this is where I was very, very disturbed when it came to my child telling me that he hates my sound. I'm like, what did I do? I cared so much for you. I gave you everything. And now you come and tell me something like that. I was not aware that I was not growing and my energy was just disintegrating because I was not moving forward. I was not going towards my path. It was time for me to go towards my own path, which I didn't understand. I kept blaming everybody around me. So yesterday I asked you all this question. What have you been thinking of money up to now? I have to work hard to earn money? Or I attract money effortlessly? I attract money from multiple sources of income. You can think anything you want. Nobody is stopping you from thinking. Why think of something you do not want? Why not focus on what you want instead? And you don't have to know how it's going to happen because that's the power, the higher power that is going to make it manifest for you. And remember this is by Joe Vital, also a teacher of the secret. Your money will always match your mindset. Mindset means how am I feeling? How am I thinking? How am I feeling? What is my attitude? What is your attitude towards money? I had this attitude towards money. The first time I started coaching, I was scared, but I still went ahead and did it. I got 4 clients, and at that time I was just charging $1,000 per client. As soon as I finished $4,000, they went away from me. They went away. I had to go for a dental surgery. $1,000 went there, and $2,000 I gave my husband just because I wanted to help him. I said I had told him I'm going to do coaching so I can help you. I'm going to create another source of income for us, and then I was giving it to him. All 4,000 just vanished, and that's the time I started thinking. I always think why I attract things, and when I started to study why this happened, I realized that I was programmed with all the negative ideas around money. Money doesn't make me happy, so money will not stay with me. It has to find a way out. It's energy. And action is preceded by a desire and a decision. All your actions that you have taken today, we are not products of our circumstances, we are products of our decisions. And our decisions are based on our desires, whether positive or negative. Action, reaction. That's what brings you your results, my results, everyone's results. It's by law. There's no point fighting it also. There is a law called the law of cause and effect. We've all heard about this law. What we send out comes back to us only. Are you sending out positive energy, positive feelings, happy feelings? Or are you sending out grumpy feelings, angry feelings, all those negative feelings? And then it will come back, and then you will wonder why it's coming back. You are the cause of your results. I don't like to say this because I didn't like to hear this. But today I can tell you that thing is happening for your benefit. If people are hurting you, they are not hurting you. They are actually making you aware that there is a cause inside your subconscious mind that you need to work out and override. Whatever energy you send into the universe comes back, and it comes back multifold because the universe gives in abundance, right? Action and reaction are equal and opposite. This is science, guys. I studied this in physics, and today I look back and now I realize, why did I become a science student? Because everyone in my family is into business. They all went towards economics, accounts, and all. I'm the only one who went towards science. I think I was just so curious to know everything. And this law is known as the law of laws. This is by Ralph Waldo Emerson. So now, how do we break free from money paradigms that are keeping us stuck? That's what we are all here for. 4 steps. Now, the first step is bondage. We are all in bondage. Right now, we are all in bondage. We are learning, but we are still in bondage. What do I mean by that? Means your current results. Okay? Let's say I'm giving a scenario. A person who is earning X amount. He may be a great speaker. He may be, I take a speaker over here as an example. Why? Because I have programs in Mauritius called Dynamic Speakers. And that program helps people face their fears to express themselves. Because we kind of suppress our feelings so much that it causes anxiety and disease. I'll get to that in a while. So let's say this person is earning X amount. He's in bondage. And he's getting that result. He's in bondage. He's not thinking more than that. He feels this is my income and that's it. He's not thinking beyond that. Now, we do not attract what we want. We attract what we feel. Never forget the word vibration. It's your vibes that is coming back to you. Multiplied, multifold. Now the person, stage 2, the person to reason. You are listening to me. You are like dissatisfied with your income. You want more. And I'm here telling you that you can triple your income. You can triple your income. Now that idea feels nice. It feels good. Because you can do so much with money, right? With more money. But we are still in bondage at the subconscious level. Now the person is dissatisfied with the X income. He wants 3X income, but he's dissatisfied. And his results are still showing dissatisfaction, X income. But he's beginning to entertain the idea that he can earn more. It all starts with an idea. Remember that. Now there will be a conflict stage. Make no mistakes about that. Every level of growth will bring you a new challenge. Not to hurt you, to help you develop your faith. Faith in what? In yourself. Your confidence in yourself. So now the person is beginning to feel strong. Yeah, I can do it. Okay? But subconscious mind is still in bondage. The way will be shown. We will be guided by the universe. The moment the person wants something and is beginning to emotionalize with that idea, the universe will send him the way. If you know the dialogue in Hindi movies, जब तुम शिद्दत से कुछ चाहते हो, the पूरी कायनात will get you that thing. The way will be shown. And you have to trust that it's not going to be according to your logic. It's not going to be like that. And you're emotionalizing that idea in your subconscious mind, where there is another idea that you are on X income. Now you're putting 3X income in your subconscious mind. That creates a huge conflict. The happy and fear. Both will get like, it is going to create like a zzz in the universe. It's energy. Energy is clashing. Oil and water is mixing like that. And that will cause fear. Okay? Then the person will be trained to take the action that will come from the universe. That is what I call inspired action. It's in spirit. It came from a higher power. It's not according to your logic. It will make you feel very uncomfortable to take action on that. But you have to trust the process. You will hit fear. Straight on fear. You'll take action with fear and you will bounce back. Right back. Most people bounce back. I bounced back several times. And then at one time I said, enough. I'm going to cross that thing now. I will act in spite of fear. You have to do that. You will have to act in spite of fear. There's a terror barrier that you have to cross. And that's when you will be on the side of freedom. You will be the person who will get new results because you kept on thinking about 3x your income, and it will come to pass in your physical reality because we become what we think about. All right? And this is what I experienced. You unleash that, the power that comes out of that when you achieve your goal is tremendous. For me, I will tell you, it was so scary. I felt my whole kitchen was turning around. I was standing in my kitchen when everything was swirling, and I went and vomited clean. And I realized from that day on, I was healing because there was like all the toxic beliefs that were in me, toxic beliefs were just being removed and replaced by the new ideas that I was thinking about because I was studying every day. So that's when you realign with spirit. You can become one with the higher power, with spirit, with God. Call it whatever you want. And I had gone to a lecture once where it was by a guru, and he said something that didn't make any sense at that time. He said, the sun is losing its power. Imagine that. Sun is losing its power. It's time we heal each other to save the sun. And those who will not heal each other will get stuck on the third dimension, whereas those who heal each other will climb and rise to the fourth and fifth dimension. I was like, what is he even saying? What is this fourth dimension? What is this fifth dimension? I couldn't understand anything. But I said, I'm going to find out. And when I did, I had to go through the experience today to tell you that there are much higher dimensions of life that we've not been. Most of us are living on the 3D plane. We are knowledge from outside, from our teachers, from books, from seminars and all. But true wisdom comes from within. True wisdom comes from inside of you. All your answers to your life's challenges will come from, I call it your inner guru. There's a guru sitting inside, a teacher sitting there that knows all your answers. It's closer to you than you know. It's in every cell of your being. And that day I kind of knew that this was meant for me to help others discover their inner divine potential because we all have it. I came out of a very severe depression of 7 years, spiraling, and my health went for a toss. Fear stands for two things. Either you face everything and run, it's scary, or you face everything and rise. But it will be again your choice. But until you don't face it and rise, it's not going to leave you because the universe your spiritual self is always going to try to bring you on the right track. We are like stubborn kids going on the wrong direction every time. So understand this, how this plays on your mind. We are all in ignorance, okay? And we all to gain knowledge. Now, the negative side is if we have the power to think. Always remember you have anything you want to think. And what was I thinking when I was spiraling negatively? God, why did you take my brother? Why? Crying every day. He was so young. His wife was expecting their first baby. How could you do that? You know, as a mother, I could feel the pain of his wife and I could feel the pain of my mother. Now, when you start entertaining negative thoughts, sadness, grief, sorrow, whatever, you start to worry, you start to doubt, you start to entertain that. You're pushing that into your subconscious mind. If you stay there, if you continue entertaining that thought, and that eventually leads to fear. Fear breeds anxiety. Anxiety is not expressed, we suppress it. We don't tell people. I was at my shop smiling at customers. Inside, I was literally going down, like feeling dying, depressed, don't want to get up to go to work, depression. And that is what leads to dis-ease because the body is not aligned anymore. It's not aligned with spirit. I used to be aligned. My life was so good. And now it was disaligned. There was no alignment. And that's why my body was breaking down. Don't even ask how many surgeries I had to do. And that will lead to disintegration. I told you I hit rock bottom. And that's when I got help. I had to invest in myself. I think I took too long. I wish I had known earlier. So you want to study. When you study, you start to develop a positive mindset. And not study, there are many forms of study. You can choose any form of study you like. I like to study these books, these lessons of Bob Proctor, of Jim Rohn, all these people in The Secret and all. And when you study, you start to understand how your mind works. You start to understand you. And that makes you, because you will think positively and you will start to impress those positive ideas on your subconscious mind. I'm telling you, this is not easy to do, especially when you are on that depressed, diseased state on the left side. People are telling you think positive. I'm like, there's nothing positive. What think positive? But I had to force myself. If I didn't have a coach with a stick behind me, I don't think I would have done that. I was like literally fighting with my coach 2 months until they just stayed like that and said, okay, we're waiting for you to start. I had faith. I had to start. And that is what with faith, not blind faith. Blind faith is something that just disappears the moment problems hit. I had blind faith, I would say. Faith leads to well-being. That is, your body's in a positive vibration. That leads to acceleration. Your body is at ease. And you are in a state of creation. And you are in a state of well-being. I mean, you're in a well-being state. Now you can create. Right? So now you want to take action with faith. And I'm telling you, that's a superpower. Superpower. And these are the dreams I was able to achieve. One was acting in a movie. I put the poster here, the role of a mother. And it was a role very similar to my life. I was like, wow, I think the universe heard me. Because why did I take that role in that movie? I didn't think I could act anymore at that age. But when this proposal, this casting call came, I looked at this, I said, I think I was 50 years old. I said, if I don't take this opportunity now, when will I get the chance to do that? I took the chance. I went, I gave the casting call, and I got selected for the role of a mother. And the role was that of a mother whose daughter commits suicide and how it affects her and a court case that follows and all. Something, a story like Mom, similar to that. It was played in Mauritian cinemas for like 2 weeks. But what I want to say here is that why I did this movie with all my heart was because the person who was directing this movie, he's actually a professor at the university in Mauritius. And he told me that I want to bring the problems that are happening in the university to the awareness of people over here. I said, you mean to say people, kids are like committing suicide and all? He said, big time. It's happening happening in Mauritius also. I was surprised to know that because my son went abroad to study. And in Mauritius also, a lot of children are being bullied. Like, social media has kind of messed up a lot of things. And one thing is that if there is no stability in a home, if there's no strong faith, parents are not themselves very strong at home, spirituality is not strong, the children will easily sway. And my son's coming back and helping me in my business. That is like the cherry on the cake. And there have been many more, but I'm just telling you the one that have been very significant for me. You want to understand that success is not to be pursued. It's attracted by the person you become. You have to change. You have to become happy. There's no success without happiness. Because the universe will always try to push you to make you happy first. And then success follows. What makes you happy? What is that dream goal you're pursuing that will make your heart sing? So you want to understand that you are the star of your own life. You want to actually write a life script for you. Like on day one, I asked you to do this, where you are the star, you are the hero. Either you're playing hero in your life or you're playing supporting role, supporting character. We are not here to play supporting characters. We are here to play heroes. Why? Because we are leaders. Our children are watching everything we are doing. So the psychology of a rich entrepreneur, and I'm going to tell you this, 95% comes from your mindset. Your happiness and your success. 95% is mindset. Initially, when I was listening to this, without a shift in mindset, nothing changes. Your results will not change. I'm like, what is this mindset thing? I couldn't even understand that. Now I understand. 5% is strategy. So now, see, one thing is there. When I decided to share this information with the world, because that's what I had committed to do, to become like Bob Proctor and do what Bob Proctor is doing, because his teachings are based on universal laws. Universal laws, the laws of the universe or the laws of nature, you cannot change them. They're immutable. You're either working with them or you're against them. The results will show, will tell you where you are. It's your GPS that will tell you, okay, if my results are not good, that means I have to change something inside harmony with the laws. I have to recorrect my thinking. So when I decided that when I had that quantum leap out of that depression, I was like, oh my God, I have to tell this to the whole world. I was like that. I wanted to share it with the whole world in one day. And I did that. For a long time, I did that. But then I saw it was a bit dangerous because we are working with energy. There were some people who were not understanding how to manipulate this energy. And then I decided, no, I cannot. I didn't want to charge even for this because it felt like so divine, like my life was saved. But had I not invested, my life would not have been saved. Because I was following YouTube and I was investing in small programs by Bob Proctor, like $200, $300. Who heard a $5,000 program? But I did that. And I'll tell you one thing. I went to ask my husband for the money. He said, what a scammer. And I think I was also thinking the same thing, that this is a scam. So then, but I wanted to do it. I'm the kind of stubborn. If I want something, means I want something. And I was literally going to sell one of my jewelry to be able to do it. Just the day I was about to go and take that chance and sell that jewelry, I didn't know how I was going to do it. But that was my last resort. I was in such deep, you can know how low I was. And like an idea came to me. It's a divine idea. The way it's shown, right? You have $2,000 in this bank account, lose in midnight. And I asked my mentors if I could do that. They said yes. And I did that. And I tell you, the rest of the 3,000 it came from my mother. And I was very uncomfortable taking it from my mom because I was saying, I'm going to support my mom now that my brother's not here, my parents. But it made me very uncomfortable to take that. But then when I started earning and giving them, there's no greater joy than that. We women have not been taught that we are the breadwinners or we can earn. It's been passed down to us that we are supposed to be the supporting role in our family. Like we are the supporters. But I think that it's important for us to understand our worth. I mean, I know women are worthy of much more because we do so much work in the house, cooking and all. There's no price you can taking care of children, waking up at night. Is there a price you can put to all that? No, it's priceless. Taking care of your family is priceless. And you're not paid for these things. You don't even ask for it. But then we stop valuing ourselves after some time. And I think it's so important to value ourselves because our children are going to get that. If whatever we feel, we are passing it to our kids, especially mothers and fathers too. So I had to learn to sell. To sell, which did not resonate with me at all because though I'm an entrepreneur, I can sell strollers, I can sell car seats in my shop. I've been told you're a great salesperson in my shop, but this one I could not sell because it was so divine. For me, it was divine. It's the work that gurus are doing. But then I was told the day you become a coach is the day you become a salesperson. I fought with everybody. Why should I sell? I want to give it for free and all. Nobody heard my pleas. So eventually I had to start to relearn how to sell it. Not the way I'm selling in my shop. It's very different. Because if you are a coach, you are here to serve. They put the name selling and I've changed it to serving because in my shop, that's what I do. I serve my clients. They buy, they don't buy, it's never in my hands. Serving the clients is always in my hand, and serving to the best of my ability is in my hands. So I had to rethink selling in that way. So if you are a salesperson and you have a client, now I will tell you something and you want to be very mindful of that. This is your conscious mind. Suppose I'm the salesperson. This is my conscious mind and this is my subconscious mind. Okay? And this is my client's conscious mind, and this is my client's subconscious mind. Well, not my client, my prospect, the person I'm trying to serve. Now, this is what I was trying to do in the beginning. I was trying to help everyone. Some people were getting results, some people were not getting results. I didn't know why. You communicate with your clients through your body language, through words, through gestures. We are always communicating. But one thing that we do not know is that there is a silent communication going on between our subconscious minds because we are all vibrationally connected. There was a time there was no language. Long ago, people did not know how to speak. How did they communicate? Probably through sign language, things like that. We all communicate through our vibrations, and if I'm trying to help them or serve them, I had to focus on serving. But then I had to also understand that I had paradigms. I had paradigms in me that people might think that I'm after their money. If I'm thinking that in my mind, they will pick it up. The person will pick it up. So I had to learn how to stop focusing on paradigms and focus on serving my client, serving the prospect. And that's when I started to understand that I had so many paradigms in me. Money doesn't make me happy. Money this, money all the paradigms of the masses regarding money, it was programmed in me. And not only that, even my mother had the same paradigms. And my mother, her experience, I'll tell you today, she is actually born in the Pakistan side of India, which was formerly British India or something like that. Her birthday is 15th August 1947. She was born on India's Independence Day. And that day, parents, after 2 months of her birth, her parents were running away from Pakistan to go to India because of the war. Her subconscious mind, as a baby, was just absorbing all the energies around her. What were the energies? Worries, fear of death, fear of disease, a lot of maybe negative ideas around money. Everything went in. She grew up in India, totally unaware that she's in her subconscious mind, all those emotions, all those paradigms are programmed. It was just a matter of time she had to manifest the loss of her son. That's why a lot of people, I wanted to know how did I attract my brother's death. A lot of people say, why do you think you attracted it? I say, I know, I've been attracting everything. So you cannot say that I attract this and I don't attract that. So how did that happen? So when I dove to find out the root cause, I discovered it was the Indo-Pakistan war. Now you think how many wars have been happening in the world? World War I, World War II, the Indo-Pakistan war. We are still going through wars. Are we really thinking about the people? There's one client I got from Syria who was part of the Syria war. Sometimes I don't know how to deal with people who are suffering, who have been victims of war, because their mind has just gone so shaken up with that they're just basically living. They're not happy. They're not thriving in life. They're just surviving as if. We need to change. If you are someone who wants to help others, then you want to think about this education to the world. So you want to focus on serving with teaching, coaching. And this is one thing that was very difficult for me to do in the beginning, but I had to learn how to do it. You want to put MMFI on everyone's forehead. Make me feel important. You know, in the shop, when I'm in the shop, natural. The client is king. We treat clients, even if I have so many problems, maybe at home, but when a client comes in, because the client is going to bring you a sale, you are nice to the client, right? But this time I had to understand that whether I like the client, the product, I don't even know them. I had to treat them like they are God. And you want to make people feel important because in their opinion, they are very important. In the beginning, it was difficult, but as I studied, as I started to understand who I am, who is everyone, it became easier. So you want to think you are the crown of creation, but you want to be like a steward or steward serving. Because this is what namaste means. I discovered the word namaste to me bows down to the divinity in you. So if we are all divine, even fighting wars, shouldn't this education be brought to the whole world to make people understand that we are not supposed to fight each other? Our fight is only between us and our growth, our next level growth. That's it. We're not here to argue with each other. The knowledge was kept a secret, but no more. People are awakening to this now. I awakened. It starts with whom? We make feel important first. First person. Anyone? Who should we bow down to every day? Anyone? Let me see, there's one message. Ourself. Exactly. Ourself. You have to learn to wear your oxygen mask first. Because if you are not full of positivity, if you're not full of love, if you're not full of seeing yourself as royalty, you cannot transfer that to other people. You want to become happy first. So you want to send love to yourself every day. A lot of people have a tough time doing that. Looking at yourself in the mirror and telling yourself that you love yourself. It's not selfish, but actually it's not. It's a divine responsibility, because you have a divine responsibility towards yourself to be strong, because you have others following your lead, especially if you have children. Okay. So now I'm going to open an opportunity for you all to study with me as your guide. As a coach, I can guide you to whatever you desire. We spoke about the 6 riches of life. Everybody is on a different frequency. That's why we are not supposed to even fight people. We are supposed to be compassionate towards people. Compassion also has taken a very negative connotation in the world, because a lot of people, when they say they talk about compassion, is they feel sorry for the person. It's not sympathy that we need to have for people. It's empathy that we need to have. But we need to have, like my mentor used to say, you need to have an ego empathy balance. Means, yes, I can understand your situation. I can put myself in your shoes, but at the same time, I know that you can come out of it. That's how we help people come out. We don't feel sorry for them and just go down to that state of feeling sorry. It doesn't work. You get dragged back down. I made that mistake also. And then I realized, no, what's happening to my energy? I'm losing it. You don't let anyone control your energy. You are in charge of your energy. And there is another law which I haven't mentioned here, which is the law of forgiveness. The law of forgiveness states that you have to forgive. Basically, it says forgive others, because understand that they are on another frequency. They probably did not know, but forgiveness is not something you are doing for people. It's something you are doing for yourself. Because until you don't forgive, you keep holding on to energies that don't serve you, that bring your energy low. Your vibration should always be high. Money is on a high vibration. Always remember that, because it's in high demand. So if you want to attract money, you have to become that person who is worthy of that money. And that is when you have imbibed the laws. You have become kind. You have become loving. You have become compassionate towards people. Anger should be out of the window. No more getting angry. You just have to understand your competition is with yourself, nobody else. So I'm going to put this link in the chat. I do not work with everyone. I qualify people I want to work with, because I have worked with so many people that are too afraid to cross that terror barrier. Too afraid. I cannot do it for them. They can do it for themselves. So when I will send you this form, you fill it out if you're interested to work with me. And then we can get on a call so I can see which of my programs fits you the best if you want to continue working with me, because I like what my mentors did for me. They told me, we are not here to do adult babysitting. You're already an adult. We will guide you for a period of time, and then you can take over by yourself. But you have to be willing. You have to be really willing to achieve success in your life, no matter which area that is. And this is another quote. I forgot to put Napoleon Hill after that. Successful people make decisions quickly as soon as they have all the facts, and they change them slowly if ever they have to change them. Opportunities are always going to be around. Taking them or not taking them is your choice. So now, the last slide for today is another lesson that's very, very important. You want to understand that where you want to go, that dream goal of yours, it's a place that exists right now. In the realm of infinite possibilities, your goal is on a higher dimension. It exists, okay? And it's a frequency. It's a vibration. And it's a high vibration because you want it. Now, you know how you have come up to where you are right now. I don't want anybody looking back, because the moment you look at your past, you will start to, if you are not strong enough, the past will pull you behind. No need to look at the past. You know how you've reached where you are today. Okay? They were all vibrations. that you were able to cross over and reach where you were. Now, you want to take an honest look at where you are in your life. That's why I made you do that exercise on day one. Your health, wealth, happiness, career, everything. Take a look. Are you happy? Happiness is key here because happiness is your vibration. How happy are you? And now let's say these are the ideas where you are currently. You're programmed. You've been conditioned, right? You're programmed here at this frequency. There will always be someone who's behind you, and there will always be someone who's ahead of you. Okay? So now you say, I want to go there. I'm making a decision. I want that because now I know that I can have it. So I want that. But you do not see any ideas. It's pitch black until you get there. And that scares people. The decision fizzles. That's why we all make big resolutions at the beginning of the year. By February, it's all gone. And then again, after some time, we're dissatisfied. We say, no, I'm going to get there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Again, we get scared. We come back. And then the dream just disappears because we are not taking action. Your goal just remains a dream. And we don't want that. So you want to make a committed decision. If you want success in your life, it starts with a committed decision. Bob Proctor used to say, if you cannot make a decision, you don't deserve success. I used to not like that because I could make a decision in the beginning. It was very difficult for me to make a decision because I didn't have the funds. But then when I made that decision, the ideas started to come from where I could get the money from. I told you already what had happened. And then I moved through fear. And because the ways were not my ways, but I could literally sense I was being guided. You know, your intuition is your greatest guide. It will guide you to the highest peaks of success. You have to be brave and you have to act on ideas coming from spirit. They won't be according to your thinking. And why did I get the courage to do all that? Because my kids were watching me. My mother is one courageous lady. She, at the age of 67, 69, started gavel clubs in Mauritius, which is for teenagers, public speaking for teenagers. I have seen children transform in her classes. She's one fearless woman. And that's when you will connect the dots and you will get there. Okay, this is, I told you this yesterday. The sky is not the limit. The mind is the limit. You just need to break free from that. So thank you, everyone. Sorry, I'll just skip to that. Now, before we go on, I want to show you something. Do you have any questions first? Anyone? You have questions to ask? Anybody? Just give me a minute. I want to show you something. Put up your questions in the chat. Meantime, I'll get that video that I want to show you. Type in your questions, guys. I'm waiting. Or you can unmute to ask me also. Huh? First of all, tell me if it made sense or anything did not make sense. Is everybody still there?
Yes, Kavita.
Okay. So did it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, now I will answer your questions, I'm going to show you a video. Just let me know if you can see a video here. Will Smith Can you see it? Can everybody see? Can someone let me know in the chat if you all can see? Yes, okay, good. Okay, let's just watch this.
Yeah, for me, the daily confrontation with fear has become a practice for me since about three years ago. I went skydiving in Dubai, right? And skydiving is a really interesting confront with fear, right? So I gotta stand up. I'm sorry, I gotta stand up. All right, so all your friends, what happens? You go out. Oh, sorry. I dropped my thing. So what happens is you go out the night before and you drink with your friends, and somebody says, "Yeah, we should go skydiving tomorrow." And you go, "Yeah, we'll go skydiving tomorrow." Yeah. And you go, "Yeah." And everybody goes, "Yeah." Right? And you go home by yourself. You're like, Right? You're like, well, yeah, I mean, they was drunk too. Right? So maybe they not. Maybe. I mean, we have to go. We don't have to do it. So then at night you're laying in your bed and you just keep, and you're terrified. You keep imagining over and over again jumping out of an airplane, and you can't figure out why you would do that, right? And you're laying there and you have the worst night's sleep of your life, but you still have the hope that your friends were drunk, right? So you wake up the next day and you go, down and you say where you were going to meet, and everybody's there. You're like, oh shit. All right, cool. Right? So you get in the van and you don't know that your friends had the same night that you had because they're pretending like they didn't. They're like, yeah, man, my uncle's a Navy SEAL and, this is going to be great. I've been looking forward to this. And you're like, oh my God. And your stomach is terrible. You can't eat and everything, but you don't want to be the only punk who doesn't jump out of this airplane. So you get there and then you have the safety brief. And you're standing there, and the guys will tell you, well, if the chute doesn't open, what's going to happen is well, why the hell what could happen? That the chute wouldn't open, right? So you do a thing, and what you do is your first jump, you're attached to a guy who is going, he's going to walk you out. So you go, and you get there, and there's an airplane, and nobody's stopping. Everybody's still going. So you get onto the airplane, and you're sitting there, and it's extra because you're sitting on some dude's lap, some stranger. He's sitting on his lap, and it's like, you get trying to make small talk. Yeah, man. So you be jumping with people all the time, huh? Right? So and then you just want to make sure you got kids, right? You got people you need to see, right? You just want to make sure he's serious, right? So you get in there, so everything's normal. So you fly and you go up to 14,000 feet, and you notice there's a light. It's red. And it's yellow and green, right? So right now the light's red. So then you start thinking at some point the light's going to go green because you don't know what's going to happen, right? And you wait and it goes yellow and the light goes green and somebody opens the door. And in that moment you realize you've never been in a freaking airplane with the door open, right? Terror. Oh, sorry, I'm spitting. Oh, sorry. No, terror, right? So you go, and then, if you were smart, you sat in the back, so you don't go first, right? And then people start going out of the airplane, and you go, and the guy walks you up to the end of the thing, and you're standing, and your toes are on the edge, and you're looking out down to death. And they say, on three, and they say, 1, 2, and he pushes you on 2 because people grab on 3, right? Right? And you go, and you fall out of the airplane, and in 1 second, you realize that it's the most blissful experience of your life. You're flying, right? It doesn't feel like falling, right? It's like you actually are kind of held a little bit by the wind, and then you start falling, and there's zero fear. You realize that the point of maximum danger is the point of minimum fear. It's bliss. It's bliss, and you're flying, right? And you're doing that, and then 20 seconds, 25 seconds, 40 seconds, and you have enough time to just kind of be like, oh, shit, that's building. That's not like that one. Oh, you can see the ocean, right? You start doing all of that, and the lesson for me was, why were you scared in your bed the night before? What do you need that fear for? Just don't go. Why are you scared in your bed 16 hours before you jump? Why are you scared in the car? Why could you not enjoy breakfast? What did you need that? The fear is fear of what? You're nowhere even near the airplane. Everything up to the stepping out, there's actually no reason to be scared. It only just ruins your day. You don't have to jump. And then in that moment, all of a sudden, where you should be terrified is the most blissful experience of your life. And God placed the best things in life on the other side of terror. On the other side of your maximum fear are all of the best things in life. You know? So that was sorry. So that was good. That was it. Yeah, that was with skydiving and fear.
All right. Makes sense?
Yes.
So fear actually is so baseless, it's not even real. All right. I like that video. In fact, there's another one that's even more interesting when they show him skydiving. I should have put that. But anyways, you can look him up on YouTube. So this is where we come to an end. And like I said to you, I'm going to put the link of this opportunity. I really think it's an opportunity for you to transform your life. I'm not just saying this. I've gone through it, and I can show you how you can go through it as well. Now, I thank you for being here, and I will open the floor to questions. Please put forward your questions if you have. Any questions? Anyone? If you don't have questions, how will I know if you got something, you didn't get something, you understood, you didn't understand? At least let me know that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I like to comment. I mean, on the entire course was brilliant, outstanding. It was full of mind, and it's in fact you try to train our brain from the scarcity mindset to of the impossibilities into the from the darkness into light and into the possibilities of abundant mindset. And for that matter, we need to play with our mind. Despite the fact that we do have reservations on what we are training our mind on, but again, we got to believe in ourselves first. Like, I mean, the Will Smith's, I mean, last, if I got to comment on is all about gratitude attitude. I mean, don't die. I mean, die on the day of death, not before, not a minute before. I mean, live the last second of your life. I mean, do not die before you die. Live your life.
Exactly. You're going to die anyways,
You're
right?
gonna die anyway. I mean, you can't help, and it will not help. If I mean, if got to die, I mean, in 10 days, I mean, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna. I mean, I just die on the day of death, not before. I mean, do not the fear of failure and fear. I mean, there is no fear. I mean, look at what he says. I mean, we are in our bedrooms, we are in our classrooms, in our. I mean, we are not flying down and to death. We are very much stable. And look, I mean, when I see back, and I mean, when we look back, you would find hundred of the fears that never actualized, that never happened. But I mean, the point of time was very tough. The I made my own life miserable, none else. So I mean, the gratitude attitude is the real name of the game, and the abundance mindset is the solution to all problems. And again, I mean, what you said regarding the peace. I mean, namaste. I mean, while you are explaining namaste's philosophy or when we say assalamu alaikum, it's about peace. And I mean, we are not.
What does assalamu alaikum mean? Can you
Yeah,
explain it, Mr.
yeah.
Zafar?
Assalamu alaikum means peace be upon you. Peace be upon you. I mean, and the namaste and assalamu alaikum means same. You are asking God, Allah Ta'ala, or Ram, or whatever you have believe in your God. What are you asking? You are praying for the person in front of you, that may Allah bless you, may God bless you, may with the peace and prosperity, and that's all about them. I mean, health, wealth, and happiness is everybody's goal. But I mean, our scarcity of mind is ruining our life. So from my side, I mean, you tried to take us from the scarcity mindset, training our mind through gratitude attitude into the world of abundance. So that's everybody's, and the God is abundance. God's all characteristics are abundant, and we also, since we are also, we were born for abundance, and we were born in abundance.
You're
Look,
born for it.
yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So everything we find is just because of the scarcity. Look, why you and us are fighting, and why India, Pakistan is fighting, just because we think we are better than you. You think we are better than us. I mean, what I mean, look, this is silly. I mean, everybody is unique. Every tribe is unique. Every thinking mindset is unique. We have to co-create our future of abundance. I mean, this can only be possible through peace, prosperity, collaboration, cooperation. Not, I mean, if we are bombing each other, what we are, I mean, we are killing each other's kids. I mean, let's not do this. I mean, look, this is the era of Grok 3, ChatGPT, Deep Seek. I mean, look where the world is heading to, and what we are doing. This, I mean, we have to look back. The history is just like a back view mirror. I mean, this is a small part of your car or the vehicle, but you look forward. There's a huge, big screen. The whole world awaits you. So that's what I mean. I have learned from your thing. And as far as money is concerned, I mean, yes, I mean, we have been taught very wrongly. I mean, about the money, we cannot manifest. Even we cannot think of making more money, or like me. We cannot convince ourselves. How can we convince others? So that was amazing part of your training. It's out of the world. Honestly, it gets something. And then you've been referring to Rhonda Biden. I mean, she wrote the secret. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. When you, like, with the conviction, when you set a goal to achieve abundance, then the whole world and the whole universe gonna conspire for you, and everything gonna fall in place, and you will be there. Look at your own life. I mean, you've been through very tough times. You've narrated a lot of instances from your life. This was amazing. Honestly, it's everybody. It was amazing. Kavita Ramchand, honestly, I have no word to thank you on. I really thank you so much on the part of all participants and myself and my part of the world and yours too. And God bless you. You are a blessing. Thank you so much.
Any questions anyone has? Anyone has any questions? We are powerful with our focus. 101%. Your focus is what will determine where you are going. Either you are focusing on the goal or you're focusing on the paradigm. You have to stay focused on the goal no matter what. We have to break free from that state of being stuck, and we have to keep growing in life. This was my first goal beyond the physical, right? So it's going inwards towards understanding your spiritual nature, who you are. Any questions at all? No questions? So anyways, I've put the link in the chat, and you can avail of it again to you by email. Can I know if everyone got the replays of day 1 and day 2? Mr. Fowler received it yet, so I will check on that. There was a link that was sent to everyone to register for the. Who has registered through that link will receive the replay. So if you haven't received the replay yet, I'm going to send you the link. Suraj, do you have the link to the challenge? Can you post it here? For those who haven't received the replay, if you register on this link, then the replays will be available to you. All right? Because, and also check your spam folder, because sometimes it goes there. Repetition of this information is what is going to make it take root in your mind. Okay, yeah, okay, we'll send it to you through mail, the link to register for the relays. Okay, so thank you everyone for being here. I'm very grateful to all of you, and wish you all a happy days ahead. And if you want to work with me, you have my link, connect, fill up the form, let's talk. I can give everybody a free 1 hour talk if they fill up that form, so I can address your personal, because all of us are unique, as I said, all of us have personal issues that, so you can fill up the form and then we can get on a call. Thank you everyone, and I'll see you soon on Facebook, on social media. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Rita.
And this was an amazing session with Ramchand. She's an amazing host. I'm a life coach. See you soon again. Bye bye.